What's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back to the Address
Welcome back.
Champion Wrestling Podcast. What's up, Serena? How you doing today?
I'm good, Damani. I like the shirt. Looks good.
You can get this online. You already know. But what's up? Here we are. Who the guest, right? Episode 5. Wow. Month in. How you feel overall
I'm
about the last
excited. I'm
month?
excited. I like bringing on the guests and everything. Um, so yeah, I'm excited to bring on our next guest.
Okay. Special guest today, someone I knew for many years so far. Friend of mine, stud, NCAA finalist, MMA champion, about to transition into his professional career. Excited to see where he goes with it. But let's welcome my friend JoJo Gonzalez. Okay.
Tony Cole.
What's up, guys?
Hey, JoJo.
All
Cuz,
right. What's up, guys? What's up, buddy? How you doing?
you know me, I'm always chilling. What's up with you? What you doing? You just finished training?
Nah, I just got out of work. I shot
Oh
here in the
man.
snow. Thought I was
Okay.
Santa, bro, sliding around out there. I was like, damn, I don't know how you do it.
Yeah, I didn't even know it was supposed to snow out of nowhere. I got this notification. It was like, oh, no school tomorrow. I'm like, oh, no school tomorrow? It's lit. I'm in the crib. But don't ask how I got the teaching job because I don't know myself. God is good. But yeah, man, what's up? I'm excited to have you on here. Let you get your voice out, plug your stuff.
Man, I'm excited to be on here. I appreciate you guys having me. I watched the last one. I loved it. I was like, man, I gotta hit him up or something. I gotta try to get on this, man. I gotta see what he's up with and stuff like that. So I see you doing good things. I watched all your other fights. The Rough and Rowdy, loved them. Backflip, backflip king over here.
Nah, that's my
I don't know
cousin.
how you do it. How you do it, yo? You have to what fighting the whole time, and then what? You got just one energy to do some energy to do some backflips. I don't know how you do it. 'Cause I'm fighting.
Yo,
I'm
the
tired.
yo, the last fight, freaking. There was one of them where I was so tired. Oh, it was the when I headlined the one at the Dunkin' Donuts Center in Prop, and it was like a war. And then they were like, "All right, champ, you got the belt." I tried to do it. They were like, "Do the flip, do the flip." In my head, I do all 2 times. I said, "I ain't doing this. I ain't doing this flip, man." And then they're like, "No, do it." I tried to do it. I almost broke my neck. Did not land the flip,
Oh
but
no, I haven't seen that video.
it's embarrassing. That whole fight was crazy though. How do you like fighting? How you like the
I-
transition?
oh, it ain't wrestling though. It ain't wrestling. I can tell you that. It's a lot different. I mean, everybody's like, "Oh, you're such a good wrestler." You probably got comments too at CES with your wrestling and stuff. I watched that one too. Felt bad for your boy, real bad. But it's just like it's such a different like type of wrestling. It's literally like Greco, but you can touch the legs
Yeah.
because like you're standing straight up pretty much. Just your hands aren't by your legs when you're fighting because you get kicked in the head.
Mhm.
So the transition for wrestling for me was a little bit difficult, but other than that, dude, I'm in love with the striking. I love it so much. It's
Yeah.
so much fun. So
What do
much
you
fun.
what how often are you working your striking throughout the course of the week?
Every day if I can. Today actually in a little bit after I shovel the driveway because I got shoveled that because I just got back from work. So
Yeah.
um, I'm gonna go boxing class and then we got jitsu and then I usually work with my boxing coach before jitsu class and stuff like that. Do a little bit something like an hour and then yeah. So pretty much every day we work hands because I feel like that's help transition into the wrestling and use it to set up my wrestling.
That's where we have to level up super quick and catch up so we can be efficient, well-rounded fighters. I feel the same. I'm gonna go see Coach Vic today after I leave JWU. Go see Coach Vic for a little bit and then shoot over to MMA class. But it's great to see someone, we're like the same age and both make that transition together. It's crazy though, because let's hear about your wrestling career. Let's see, when did you even start wrestling? How was that? How was that life like?
That life, man, it was, I always give credit to my pops because, my mom was always in the picture. My mom was very there. She was supportive, very strong pillar of the foundation to my success. Both my parents were, otherwise I wouldn't have been able to do the things I'm able to do now. So I really give all the credit kind of to them. But really it was just like my dad did it, so I was like, I want to be like dad. But the best thing about my father was like, he didn't just like push it upon me. He was like, all right, I'm going to set you up 2 sports that I know, which was football and wrestling. Solid. I loved them. Love contact sports. And then he was like, "Bro, I also want you to try soccer, lacrosse, baseball, all these other sports that I had interest in because I have different friends. You have friends that play basketball and stuff like that. All those other, I played basketball too. Like you have all these kids that are going through sports and you're like, I want to just join my friends. So he was very good at putting me in it, and then as I got to high school, as I got closer to going to high school, I still played football, and I played my freshman year in high school. And then the coach was like, "You're not gonna be able to play outside corner because you're 5'6". So I was like, "Yeah, probably right." So I just focused on wrestling and just dedicated all my time to wrestling.
Yeah. That's what Serena said the other day. She said she was too short to do the track, right?
Yeah, too short to do track, but I still place in districts. So see it, believe it, achieve it.
Demon.
Damn, man. And then obviously, what you won New England and stuff like that, all those fun things.
Yeah. So I had a pretty slow start my freshman year. I wrestled Matt Dowler, this really tough kid. He went to Edinburgh, actually. I wrestled him in the Class M finals. I lost a close one. Then I kind of, 106 was tough back in the day. I don't know what it was, but 106 to 126 was like, those are like the weight classes because, you had Fields, you had Martin, you had a bunch of those guys there, those older guys now that were just outstanding wrestlers. So I was a little bit behind because I was like a late bloomer. So I went 0-2 at states, and then sophomore year, I took third. I lost to the person I shouldn't have lost to. Went out to state opens, lost to somebody. I don't know who I lost to again. And then I ended up wrestling back, and then I lost like the round before placing. And then junior year, I just kind of like remember my dad, like I was like out in the hallway. My dad was like, in my sophomore year, I was out in the hallway and I was like, man, I was just upset. And like, he came over to me and only like said like, you just didn't work hard enough. And I was like, kind of like, I like you just want to like go crazy for like a second, especially after a loss.
You got to crash out.
Yeah, I was about to crash out. I was like, I don't even have hair because my dad always kept me at a low fade. But I was ready to pull out those little stubbles, man, because I was about to like, what did he just say to me? I just lost to somebody who I should have never lost to. And he's got the audacity. But like, instead, I just kind of like the first time where I felt like I was able to be coachable in a moment of like, like low self-esteem. You're kind of your low, not your lowest point in your life, but a low point in your life that because you dedicate your all to the sport. And he's like, you didn't work hard enough, and like kind of like resonated with me. He's like, he's kind of right. And then just junior year, just kind of just was like, I'm just gonna do this every single day, 7 days a week, 2 times a day in the summer, 3 times a day in the summer, 2 times a day during school. Like I'm gonna be here every single day. And then it just, I just fell into a flow, and won state opens, got OW at state opens, won New England's, then went out to national, blew up my knee because my dad hurt me actually. He hurt me. And then senior year did the same thing again. And then I took 7th at Virginia Beach. So it was a good high school career, I could tell you. But man, when he told me that, oh my God, I wanted to like, I want to kill this man right now. I want to go to jail.
That's wild. That's dope. That's a dope story. That's super cool to hear that your dad was involved in the sport as well. And then that was kind of your one of your motivating factors. I know for me, I was winging it. Like my dad didn't know what wrestling was. He was like, "Yo, man, like I'm just here." But over time, like once I was in college, he kind of he did understand rules, but even like some engagements, he's like, "Yeah, I'm lost." But that's dope. Now, what
Yo,
about
bro.
college, man? Talk about it.
Well, I want to go back
Oh, yeah.
yeah. I was just about to go back to that, but like, I seen your dad in the stands. I just like, bro. I didn't even like. I watched your Magic. I watched your Ithaca. I think
Oh,
my sophomore year, junior year. You were in the finals one of those years, right?
yeah.
So I watched your match, and I wasn't even like watching your match. Like I was watching it, but I wasn't watching it because I was like I don't know what I was doing. I got ADHD, so if I ramble on, just tell me, bro, you're rambling on. Like you need to shut up.
Now you're good,
But
bro.
I was watching your dad, and he was like, "Oh, that's kind of like my dad. Like he's like so into it. You know, he's right there. You know, he's cheering you on. It was really cool to see. You know what I mean?
My God. In fact. And then he doesn't watch any of the fights though. He can't do it.
Your dad?
Like,
Yeah. He doesn't watch the fights. If he goes, I watch it when I hear that you won, but if you lost, I don't watch it. He don't want to watch a lot. But that's the game. Like it's so like, it's hit or miss sometimes. So
trust me, bro.
that
I
I
know.
understand where he's coming from because he put so much time and like love into like allowing me and giving me the like resources to get to where I'm at today. So I'm like forever grateful. And it's like, all right, yeah, we made it through college. Boom. Yeah, we finished wrestling. Boom. Can I get a job? Yeah. Nah, we're fighting. Like he's like, bro,
Yeah.
come on. He's like, come
Uh,
on,
that's
bro.
that's
Yeah,
so
he
true.
supports it, but he doesn't like to watch it. So it's like, all right, I understand.
Yeah,
That's
that's
how my dad was
understandable.
at
I
first.
personally fights, but not a lot of people do like to watch that because it is very, very hands-on sport. So it's sometimes scary.
Serena, you be watching UFC?
I do watch it sometimes. Well, the one movie, Southpaw, I love that movie. I cried like during that movie, but I think that's what kind of made me like the sport. And Mayweather and Conor McGregor fought. That's UFC, right? That's UFC.
That was boxing.
That's boxing. What's the difference?
Boxing is boxing. So you can box in MMA. So MMA is what UFC is, right? So I just explained this to a student the other day. They're like, Mister, you do UFC? I go, no, I don't do UFC. But MMA is like mixed martial arts, which is the sport, right? And UFC is the promotion. So
Yeah.
you can compete MMA anywhere, but like
So,
UFC is what you're
okay.
a part of.
Okay. Well, then, as I was just rambling on about that, for both of you, like, who is the person, like, obviously both went from wrestling into the sport. Who did you guys look up to to be in the combat sport? Like, when you guys were younger, like, who did you guys look up to?
Like as far as fighting or wrestling?
Yeah. Fighting.
I um
If I
I
had one.
I would say Aljo. Definitely Aljo because like growing up in high school he was just starting to like take off into UFC and stuff like that. And then I was figuring out the college stuff and I was like, "Oh man, I'm not going to, stay down here in North Carolina and go to North Carolina. It's like far from New York." And I was like, "Oh, well, this guy wrestled D3 and still made it into the UFC. I could keep this UFC dream in my back pocket and still be able to go D3 and somehow, some way we'll cross paths and it'll kind of work itself out." So I went to Cortland and, I'm like, oh, if he did it with this route, I'm going to try to stick on that route. And then wrestled there. Then I ended up transferring to Johnson& and Wales because it would be better for my wrestling career. But, you know, doing camps in the summer, I was with Aljo. We would do camps together. And then one time we were doing a camp in like Goshen Florida, New York, right by Goshen. But afterwards we went to the Angry Orchards distillery or whatever, and he was talking to me about it and like giving me like free games. So I was like, man, this is like crazy to see like this guy is just a regular person, but yeah, he's on TV and he's doing this. And then a few years later, he's the champ, right? So it's like it's definitely possible because he's just like us. Like he started late wrestling, right? He started in high school, wrestled, went to college, right? Wasn't a D1 college wrestler, but made it through, got his plaque, and then started fighting, started just beating people up, wrestling them, and made it to the UFC and was a champion. So it's like I would definitely say like I took a lot of influence from him and what he did.
Very interesting.
Crazy,
That's
right?
cool. Way better
Crazy,
than
right?
my story. Way better than mine. It's gonna be way better than mine. It's gonna be way better. Cause I ain't got no story like that. For me, I didn't really. I don't know. My dad was a boxing fan, so like it was like more Miguel Cotto, Manny Pacquiao. He wasn't very big Mayweather fan, but I think those are his two favorites. I didn't really have one. For fighting for me, it was like it just kind of like I don't know. The competitive edge of the pressure of it all being on you, I kind of fell in love with it. At first, my dad was like super against it, like, your dad and stuff like that, but I didn't really have one. The person I looked up to the most, like pro athlete wise, was like Adrian Peterson. He's a football player. It has nothing to do with combat sports. He's just like the fact that he came off knee surgery and almost, broke the most rushing yards in a season was just like, crazy to me after. So like that was like my biggest motivation was just like, no matter what, like you do, you can always still continue to be great no matter what's in your life. And I just kind of like stuck by that. So I didn't have really fighter, but if I had to, hopefully Dana White watches as John Jones.
Yeah, John Jones. Go. Yo, crazy story. Oh, crazy story. When I was in Cortland, I was probably out at the bars when I shouldn't have been, but I was out there, and this upstate New York, and we're up there, and we're at the spot, everybody's shimmying and in the spot, and then I look, I see this like big dude. I'm like, is that John Jones? I turn around, I hit someone. I'm like, yo, I'm like, is that John Jones? They're like, what the heck's he doing here? And then once like a lot of people started catching on, and we're like, yo. And then right when we got like a big enough group to go like say what's up, he dipped out, and I was like,
Oh, no.
because he's from upstate New York, like he's from Union Endicott, so it's like it's far from where I was at, but I'm like, there's no way. Crazy.
Keep going up.
What's up?
I'm pretty sure my dad met him one day. Like he like ran into him in New York, or maybe he was at one of his fights or something. Years ago, maybe before he was big time, but now he's big time.
Yeah, because he used to fight local. I think he fought CES like once or twice.
Really?
Yeah, crazy. I think he fought. How crazy is this? I could be wrong, so no one fact checked me. But John Jones fought at the Dunkin' Donuts Center on an undercard where the headline was Batista.
What? But could you imagine your amateur debut and you're fighting John Jones?
Yeah.
Sign me off. I'm good. I'm okay with that.
Yo, how did you get amateur fights? Because I couldn't get no amateur fights.
Bro, I literally had to fight like my first fight, the first guy that I was supposed to fight fell through. He just like was like, nah, I'm not. And I was like, all right. So this Thai kid, like this Thai boxer stepped in. Mm-hmm. And then my second fight, I fought Grover Textier's nephew.
Oh man.
Ryan Textier. So I fought him. So like a lot of my fights were just guys that had like really good striking, like way better striking than I did. And I had to take those fights because it's like I wasn't getting no love from anybody else,
Nah, yeah.
So
I feel like your first few pro fights are going to be like nothing compared to those amateur fights you had.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I mean, even the kid I fought at Combat FC, Jared St. Dean, he was he was really good. He's he like all the guys I've kind of fought were like top 10 amateur in the top 10, you know what I mean? So I was like, I gotta fight these guys. I want to fight someone that's my level. My next one, my pro debut is going to be at Mohegan Sun on the 8th or the 9th, I believe.
Mohegan Sun.
March? Like next week?
No, May. Sorry.
Oh, I was gonna say what?
No, I
Mohegan
wish.
Sun in Scranton area?
No, in Connecticut.
Yeah. Okay.
There's a Mohegan
You're
Sun.
wait. You're from Scranton, Pennsylvania.
Yep, that's where the company.
That's
Yep.
that's so awesome.
I live in Westchester now, so it's nice. Like Damani's in New York, so we do this podcast. I'm here, but I'm from Scranton, Pennsylvania. No, I've never watched The Office. I've seen clips, but
We're
I've seen.
signing off.
Bye, everyone. I've seen episodes, but I've never watched it fully through.
Oh, you gotta watch. It's the best.
That
It's
show
literally
is the best.
So
That's funny. Let's see what we got on here. How did you like the coaching aspect for the wrestling when you were at Springfield?
Like me being a coach.
Yeah. Hard. I find it
I
hard
don't
because
even
like you
wanna.
can't do nothing.
Yeah, bro. Like so, like I'm always honest. What like if I don't know something, I'll tell you I don't know because I'm just honest. I just say tell you the truth and how it is, and you know, just it was very difficult for me. Like from
Yeah.
like a under, because like how sometimes the old heads be, and they think that like the sport
It's
is
one way.
like I love
One-
Lonnie, right? I love Lonnie, but he got like he got young bucks now that are like Olympic level wrestling with these guys. Like, how much does Lonnie let you say in practice? How much does he let you say? Not really much, right?
Nah, it's very like for us at least it's like everyone has their day. So like my day to instruct and run the practice would be like a Thursday, and then BA would have a
Oh.
Monday, and then he would do like Friday mornings or Saturdays if we have it, and then Gilly would do like a Tuesday. It's very split up. So I feel like the way that it is over there is really beneficial because everyone has a voice and everyone gets to chime in and put in what they're good at, right? So my days, like whenever I would be showing stuff, we're not doing a lot of stuff on bottom because I sucked on bottom, right? I'm showing a lot of flashier stuff. I'm putting guys through workouts where it's like, oh, I would want to have a practice like this. So it's very different. Like they're like, I don't know. I feel like that's why I'm still around, right? Because if I felt like a soldier where I'm just like, yes sir, I wouldn't like it, you know.
That was where I didn't really like. I had my days, but then my days would get cut short, or like when I was like, you know what I mean? Like I didn't feel like trust me. I felt love. Like I felt like I had respect, but I felt like I didn't have the floor. You know what I mean? Like it's
Right.
just like I respect Coach Holder. I respect what he's done with the program. I respect him for bringing me in. It's just at times I just didn't like. You brought me in here to teach. I got all these
Showcase my
accolades and
stuff.
stuff. Yeah, exactly. Showcase your stuff. Have a voice, right?
Yep.
And it's like I'm in here, right? And I'm just not getting the love that like some of the other coaches were getting, and it was just kind of frustrating. It's like I'm very basic. You see me wrestle. How basic am I? Elbow change, fake, single leg, double leg. Not even a double leg or snap down. Very basic.
Everything's
very generic.
very technical though.
Yeah, very technical. I always focus on the small details. That's how my coaches were. So like when I would explain or like when I would try to talk, it was like I was always interrupted or always like so the coach would
They were
add on like
jumping.
6 other things. Yeah, they would add on like 6 other things. I'm like, bro, I'm just trying to have them focus on this right now because they
Yeah.
need it. And it's not. I'm taking notes too, and like there was a point in time, like my second year, like after my first year done, I was so mentally checked out. Like at national, I mean, like before regionals, I was like, not even regionals. I'm gonna give it earlier because like halfway through, I was checked because I was putting all this time and trying to do all these right things. I was setting up like privates and stuff for the kids to do before practice. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna focus on the kids that hear my voice and want to get better, and that's all I can do. Because I'm not here at the end of the day, and you're not here for the coaching staff. You're here for the kids. You got to make their college experience and try to get their goals. So that's when I had Chase Perry and I had the gear. I was like, whatever, I'll just wrestle every day. I'll wrestle all these kids every single day, push them to be better, try use the stuff that I'm showing at practice every single day on them, so that when they're like, how is this working so well? How am I getting takedown so easy? Is okay, this, and this. I was like, oh, this is what he showed in practice the other day. So they literally beat him up with the stuff that you're showing. That's how I went my last 2 years, those 2 years of coaching. I had to beat everybody in the room till they like, all right, like now, like these kids are like older should let you teach more. I didn't think I got as enough time as I should have. You know what I mean?
With the floor, yeah. I understand that. I see where you're coming from. Like, and, you know, a lot of people are different, you know, especially like over where we're at. It's like these guys already did their bit. Like, if they could, they would want to do a little less, like a little less being in the limelight and like kind of being that cool coach on the side, helping people one-offs like, yo, do this, do this, do this. And it's like, it sucks that I don't, you know, step up more. And it's just because right now my schedule is so ripped for time where it's like, as much as I want to be there, it's like when I get here, I'm just like, you know, but like, again, everyone has their days. So it's like, all right, you're the lead, you're the lead, you're the lead. So it's good like that. And you don't get burnt out. Yeah, you see what I'm
You
saying?
feel appreciated too. You feel very appreciated.
Like, yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? It's like, wow, my boss, technically, which is your head coach, is giving you an opportunity to say what you want. You know what I mean? Like, but I used to carry around a notebook. For the first year, I carried around a notebook. I took notes, poop, 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 poop. And if I couldn't make a tournament because I had school or like, there were sometimes I got sick. I got sick a little bit during the season, like just because that transition time, like before, like, you know, it's that, oh, it's cold, but it's not cold. It's cold, but it's not cold. Like, I got super sick like 3 weekends in a row. So I'd go and I'd watch, boom, boom, boom. This is what we need to work on. This is what we need to work on. This is what we need to work on. And I'd make notes and I'd bring it to practice, my Monday practice, because that was my day. You know, now we got, which is not a bad. We had these like mental workshops that took like an hour of my practice, but of course it's on my day. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and then I
The
brought up
mindset
suggestion. Yeah, I brought up a suggestion. Let's do this on like a Sunday. Like, that's good reflect time. Like, or on the way back from a tournament on the bus. And then we all sit and we just talk for an hour. We have a 4-hour bus ride. Why can't we do it there? You know? So it was just like, it was frustrating, but I mean, all the kids, you know, I always get, you know, texts from the, you know, the wrestlers, you know, I miss you, or like, wish you were here, you know what I mean? So it's like, you know how loud I was in the gym. I mean, you heard me. Yeah. So it was just like, they're appreciated. And that's all I really cared about at the end of the day. I felt appreciated by them. And that was my goal going in no matter what. So like, I achieved that.
For sure. That's dope. That's dope to hear because like that's all you want to give. Like for me, I know all I say is I want to give full circle moments because like without the people that helped me get to where I'm at, like I wouldn't be where I'm at. So it's like, how can I do that for the next person? You know?
Mm-hmm.
You're
You
the
want to be a
pillar.
part of that.
Yeah, exactly. You're the pillar of, you could be the pillar of a kid's life. You know what I mean? Like we talked about my mom being a very strong pillar of my, you know, support to fight. You know, you could be the biggest pillar in that kid's life and you have no idea what it's gonna change. You don't know what they go home to, you know, so it's like to hear, you know, I mean, obviously you probably get it a lot. You're a very good coach. I've seen you on the sidelines. You know, I've seen you interact with the guys and stuff like that. Like, you know, they'd probably give like a lot of praise to you because it's like, you know, you do so much for them. They know.
Try, man. You know, and it's like you said, like even now, like this season, especially like my girlfriend, she got into the WWE, so it's like, all right, well, long distance sucks, but like I don't want to throw that in the trash and not see her, you know. So if I'm able, I'm gonna try my best to get down there. And it's like, all right, hopefully these guys are understanding that. Yeah, I love you guys, and I'm all for J Wu and this and that, but at the end of the day, and at the beginning of the morning, I'm not waking up or laying down next to you guys, you know.
No,
So
really not.
Well,
right.
maybe.
Nah,
No, man.
right? So they're super understanding about that. So like when I take a little hiatus, it's like, oh, Burns went to go see Vicky. It's like, all right, cool. So it's like it's a lot of love, a lot of love. So grateful for that.
Yeah.
But when you're prepping for these fights, right? What's the mentality? Like I know there's people like they pull out of these fights like, oh yeah, I'll fight him, and then boom, they drop. Now you gotta get a new opponent. What's the mindset like when something like that happens?
I don't know. I mean, I like just to bring like a branch to the tree. I was just listening to Joe Rogan's podcast. You know what I mean? But I don't know why I've been listening to him a lot, but I just been listening to him a lot. And I watched the Goggin one because I was like, I only seen clip baits. You only see clips like the untake high, but like all those audio ones, all the audio bugs are sick. Get you fired up, right? So I watched it, and he's just talking about like progression with no goal, like there's no, you're not training for a fight, right? There's no fight in front of you, but you got to get up and do it anyways. You got to train every day. Like there's going to be something there. So you're ready when it happens. And it's like, my mentality is the same kind of, maybe not with the food. Cause I like to eat when I'm out of camp, but with everything else, it's like you said, we're behind. I hate being behind. I don't like being behind on anything really. If I want to be close, if not better than, majority, and continue that day in, day out. So like, it's always like, get better, 1%, 1% every day. It's never really the mindset of competing, because, we've competed so long. We've competed at such high levels on such big stages against number 2 ranked guys in the country, number 1 ranked guys in the country. Me and you, and we've done that. Zarina too with track. So she knows too. It's just like the mindset of competition for me, and what I've learned from my 5th fight, or the one I got TKO'd in, was like, don't just let your mind be what it is. No matter what, no one's gonna out wrestle you, right? So no one's gonna. I don't think anybody that's right there can out wrestle me. That's what you gotta believe, right? And you just gotta, everything's gonna happen. No matter what you do, the cards are already flipped. You just gotta just go out there, clear your mind, do what you gotta do, stick to the game plan, right? And if you have to adjust, you adjust on the fly. Don't think, just do. Especially in a sport where you can get kicked in the face and get
I
put
like
on
that.
nothing.
Don't think, just do. Love that.
Yeah, that's the motto. Just don't think, just do.
And then you feel ready to go, like you're locked in. Do you have an opponent yet for the bout in May?
No, we're looking right now, but I'm definitely gonna have somebody. Probably we'll find out probably next month. I have a grappling match actually the beginning of March, so we're gonna do like a mini side quest, grapple, have some fun,
Yeah,
get in the competition mindset a little, and then the following month we'll be ready to get a fight.
yeah.
I have a question, because I'm like new to like meeting with like fighters and everything. Do you guys pick your opponent, or people like match you up? So you have that new management that you just signed with. Do they find it for you, or like you pick them?
Kind of just like me. I mean, I'll say yes to anything. So like no Diddy, but I'll say yes to whatever. So I just my coach's best interest. He's like, what do you think about this guy? I was like, it's whatever you think. Whatever you think I'm ready for. If we're ready for that, then we'll go for that. You know what I mean? I don't. It doesn't really matter to me. I let my coach kind of decide.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, there's usually a matchmaker set in place through the promotion where they'll kind of send you an offer. So
Okay.
it's not like you have a list and you be like, and
I
you
want
call
that.
the guy. Yeah, you
Yeah.
call the guy like, hey, bro, you trying to fight?
Makes sense.
You won't get
Because
punched in the head.
love it. I only see TV, like they're like, oh, we're doing this, so I never saw like the actual back end. So
Yeah.
that's information.
Yeah, so like the matchmaker will send you both an offer, and it's like, well, usually they'll start with one guy, like, hey, would you want to take this fight? And they're like, yeah, okay. Now they send the offer to the other guy, like, hey, would you take this fight? They're like, yeah. And it's like, all right, well, sign the contract and then
Wait.
get the ball rolling from there.
Okay.
Yeah,
What way
that
you
was a lot
looking
more
at? Looking
elaborate.
at going? You going back down?
I'm gonna be at 55 for a little bit.
This brother
55,
crazy.
I
Yo,
ain't going
brother.
to 45. My boy's
Yo,
10 to 45 right now, and I'm like, looking at him, and I'm like, I don't want no piece of that right now. No
yo,
piece of that.
my last one was crazy because it was supposed to be at 45, and then it was like the less than 3 weeks out, and then I had a new opponent and some guy from like Kentucky, and they're like, all right, he's a 25er coming up to 45. I'm like, all right, well, I don't care. He was like 6'3". I'm like, oh man. And then it was like,
6'3"
okay,
at 125?
yeah, bro. He just had a southpaw like lead switch kick, but
They were moving.
yeah, but like the week of, they're like, oh yeah, this guy didn't clear his medicals, so he's out. I'm like, what? So
It's like,
now it's like they're like, no, 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 don't like, don't eat food, like keep your weight down. So now I'm like almost at 45. I'm like, this sucks, life sucks, this and that. But it's like it wasn't that bad. And then we get a new opponent. So then we get there to the weigh-in, and well, the night before they're like, yo, we're changing this. It's gonna go to 55. I'm like, what? I'm already like 50. Like, so whatever. I show up the next day. I step on the scale. I'm like 151. This guy, last second replacement, he shows up. He's like 164. I go, what? He wasn't nowhere near 155. So then,
what is it now?
yeah, so they're like, all right, would you still take it? Like, would you still fight? I was like, yeah, I'll still fight. I don't care. And then they're like, all right, well, come back for medicals. So after you weigh in the morning, you get to go chill, and I'm eating. I'm at Hell's Kitchen. I'm like grubbing on chicken and stuff. And then we come back right for the medicals. They take my pictures. They're like, hey, you ate and stuff? You feel good? I'm like, yeah, yeah, yeah. They're like, oh, okay. Can you step on the scale? I go, like, what, picture? So, I'm like, all right, pictures, cool. So I got shoes on, I got shirt on, chains on, I got my fight shorts on because I just took the pictures. I step on the scale, they look at it, they're like, all right, 161, we got to fight, yeah. I'm like, what?
They tricked you. Bro, bamboozled you. Dumb hard.
Yo, bamboozled, crazy. I was like, this is crazy.
That's the fight world. It's crazy. One day you're fighting here at this way, and then the next day, what do you walk around at?
Right now, I'm probably walking around like 56. So I got to make that descent down to 35. I'm about to cry.
That's
I'm about to
terrible.
cry.
I'm sorry. Bro, are you pro? You're pro, right?
Yeah, I had to go straight pro.
That's horrible. That's
Horrible.
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 Oh man, that's so you definitely got. I go on
I
pro. Like
gotta go
I
there.
work on. Yeah, you got no. You. I think you'd be good at 45 for the first couple. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for a little bit. Probably two more. Like, probably two more.
But that UFC contract come around. Yeah, I'm like, man, I gotta go 45 for that one if that ever happens.
Yeah, that is gonna suck, but it is what it is. But
Yeah,
what's
it's fun though.
okay? Yeah, we're pretty much good. But if there's anything you wanna say as far as like your direction and where you want to go with this sport and future plans with like sport of wrestling.
Uh, hopefully, eventually like get established here. Go deep in the sport. Obviously, want to go to UFC. That's probably the goal. That's always the goal. Is UFC the most you can go, and hopefully get there, and then just establish my name and open up like a wrestling, a club out of my gym or whatever I decide to do. Probably gonna be out of my gym that I train at now, and just do that because I love it. I love coaching, so it's fun. I love it,
See that?
especially like
Yep.
I love this. I got Todd's class too, like 4 to 7 year olds, and I like teach them like martial arts right now. It's so much fun. It's like the best thing in the world.
Yeah. See, guys, they don't leave the sport. Serena, you see that? They never leave. They never want to leave.
I'm gonna say, yeah, I feel like once you're a wrestler, you're stuck with it forever. And
Yeah,
that's the thing. Like the sports that I did, I don't do that anymore. Not in my life whatsoever. You know? So that's good to see that once you're a wrestler, you're always a wrestler.
that's true.
I think like wrestling was like one of the most like one of the sports that like co-ed wise was like you can bond so much closer than any other sport.
Mm-hmm.
Just because like yeah, it's team, so you got that like team chem, but at the end of the day, it's still like you. So I feel like when you watch your teammates, if they lose or they win, you feel that excitement for them just because like
Feel it.
yeah, you like grind. You guys are punching each other in the face. Wrestling as hard as you can, going hard in the room, and blood, sweat, and tears and stuff, literally. And it's like a weird bond. It's like it's straight. It's crazy. It lasts forever.
Yeah, dude. That's true. That's some true stuff. Well, I think we had we'll give you the same fan question that we received. As far as mindset, right? What do you have to offer the viewers as far as how can they help themselves with mindset? What would be your go-to statement?
My go-to. Oof, I was not ready for that one.
Oh,
Progression without a purpose. That's fine. Progression without a purpose.
got it.
Yeah, I like that. When I heard it, I was like, that is like it. That's the mindset that if you even just life, if you don't do sports or anything, if you just have that mindset, you're gonna have a great life. Seriously. No matter if you have all the money in the world or none of the money in the world. You're gonna love it.
For sure. All right, my brother. Thank you for being on here. Plug your socials. Let the people know where they can catch you again for your fight, what the promotion is. Plug your socials. Let them know how to find you. And we're gonna get this thing going.
Yeah, it was nice meeting you, JoJo.
It was really nice meeting you.
So, I guess that's it, Damani?
Oh yeah, that's it for me. That's all I got.
Well, we'll see everybody next week. Have a good one.
Peace
All
out,
right,
buddy.
JoJo, don't hang up.
Okay.